How's it going, everyone? I'm going to take a look at gold and silver. I haven't taken a look at these guys in a while because there just wasn't too much going on, but now we're seeing a big move to the downside. Gold was down as much as 5% and silver as well, but the bulls stepped up and the bulls are really trying to defend this area as a support. Silver hasn't been this low since November 2020, and it hasn't broken below this area since around July 2020. So the bulls definitely want to hold this area as a support, because if the bulls can't hold this area as a support, the next supports that they're looking at are down to as low as around that $17 mark on silver. And on gold, we could be looking as low as the COVID crash low, which is around the 1400s. And obviously the bulls don't want to see that happen. But the bulls have stepped up. They're defending this area as a support thus far. We're getting a bit of a double bottom over here on the weekly. It could actually be a great time to buy, and you could put your stop loss below this level. I'm not suggesting this, but if you are a gold bull or silver bull, this could be a great time to buy because it hasn't been this low in a while, and this is a very critical support area. But if it does break the support, keep in mind, if it does break the support, you might want to have a stop loss below, because breaking this support would be significantly bearish, in my opinion, and could suggest a lot more potential downside in gold and silver. We are seeing a downtrend on the weekly chart. We've seen a downtrend on the daily chart. You had that double top on the daily over here, and that was a clue to start getting out. Essentially a triple top. It tried for a third time over there, and big flush to the downside right now. We got that lower wick of buying the dip, which is somewhat of a good sign, but the technicals overall right now on gold are not super great. But if it can hold this area and it can get that double bottom on the monthly, which I do think is a possibility, this could end up being a great time to buy, because inflation is going up. Why is gold and silver going down when inflation is going up? Now, you would think gold and silver would go up due to increase in inflation, which I would think the same. The problem with that is that inflation is kind of a double-edged sword for gold and silver, because high inflation also tends to translate to higher interest rates, and higher interest rates is not good for gold. Higher interest rates is good for the US dollar and for currencies, because some people rather hold currencies and get paid interest on their money than hold gold or silver, which doesn't pay any interest. So high inflation is a double-edged sword for gold and silver, because inflation is good for gold and silver, but inflation causes higher interest rates, which is bad for gold and silver. But the bulls are really stepping up to hold this area as a support. And we are seeing, look at this bounce over here. Pretty big bounce as of now, but it did get overextended to the downside. So it's not surprising that we're seeing a bounce. It dropped from over 1800 to as low as 1677 in a short period of time. The bulls need to hold this area, and if they can't, we could be looking towards that COVID low in the 1400s, and the bulls definitely don't want to see that. So at this point, when it comes to gold or silver, I'm not really bullish or bearish. I think I'm a bit on the fence. Over here, I have some gold myself. I have some gold bars. I just hold on to them. Whatever the market does, it doesn't matter. I'll keep my gold. I'll hold on to my gold, and that's it. It's still gold, whether the price goes up or down. It's still gold. It's still beautiful, and eventually, I'm sure it'll be worth more. One day, if it drops now, drops today, eventually, I'm sure it'll be worth more. But if you're a trader, you're going to be playing these games to play with that double bottom. But the bulls already did a big move to the upside. It's already up 45 bucks or so from the low. So the bulls already kind of stepped up. Now what the bulls need to see is potentially a pullback, set a higher low, double bottom, and push towards that upside. That's what the bulls want to see. Or a straight V-shaped recovery to highs, make a bull flag, and continue higher. Those are the ideal scenarios for the bulls, but the overall technicals do not look very great right now. I don't have a position other than my gold bars, and I have some silver as well. And I'm just going to hold on to that. Otherwise, I don't feel super interested in trading gold too much. But when the volatility starts to pick up like this, opportunities tend to pick up a lot in both directions. And while gold tends to be boring and not exciting, this can create a lot of opportunity in gold and gold stocks and leveraged ETFs and stuff like that. So look to potentially be trading gold this week in either direction. And I can't say as of now. We're looking for bulls to potentially hold this support. That's what bulls want. They are seeing some strength in the short term from those lows. And gold can be a good one to trade this week both ways. I don't know which direction thus far, but as of now in the short term, the bulls are seeing some headway. So I'm a little bit neutral because I don't really like the chart. But when you see this much bearishness and such a huge negative reaction, sometimes it tends to flip the opposite way. And this could be a great opportunity to buy. I'm not saying it is, but I feel that it could be if it's able to hold this support level. So we'll take a look at that. We'll see how it goes. Thank you for watching. Sorry if I made this video longer than it needs to be, but check out my Instagram at 10baggerstocks. Check out my website, 10baggerstocks.com. Make sure to like this video. And if you're interested, I'm releasing my subscription and course in about a week, doing a big sale. And if you're interested in having me guide you through the markets, having me help guide you through the markets a lot more than I do with YouTube, check that out. Thank you guys. Have a great night.